The Book of Boba Fett is a TV show based on Star Wars that, along with 2 seasons of Mandalorian, brought more joy and entertainment to its audience than Star Wars itself did in the last 10 years. The main premise follows Boba Fett and his struggle to power on Tatooine after the events of Mandalorian Season 2. There are also occasional flashbacks that explain us how Boba survived the desert of Tatooine after his ass was whooped by Luke Skywalker in Return of Jedi. I don't know why the showrunners chose to disrupt us with constant flashbacks and force us to quickly switch our attention from one event to another, when they could easily devote to Boba's survival a separate episode or even two. But in my opinion, that kinda made the beginning of the show a bit less exciting as it should have been. Of course, I don't consider it to be a fatal flaw, cause after a while, when we get to see more established characters, show becomes much more fun and interesting. It's kinda harsh to admit, but the Boba Fett show is at its best when it doesn't feature Boba Fett, and episodes 5 and 6 prove it to be true. Look, I got nothing against the guy. He's a badass mercenary that used to be a ruthless killer working for Empire who somehow turned into a merciful and honorable old man that can still kick ass. And if Taskins are responsible for this drastic transformation, then good for them. But whatever you say about Boba Fett, he's not what you would call deep and multi-dimensional character. And the show centering him trying to save a planet he shouldn't really give a shit about from an empire-like evil capitalistic entity doesn't really have that much of a high stakes. But with all that said, the Book of Boba Fett is still pretty fun. Even at its worst, the show doesn't really get annoying or boring. It has a nice cast, cool action, and a story compelling enough to keep you hooked. The side characters are also very cool, except that Speeder Gang. Those guys are corny as fuck. The episode 5 and 6, which centered around Mando and the little Grogu, well, that was almost perfect experience for any Star Wars fan. The final episode was a little bit overwhelming, but in a good way. We got ourselves a big-scale battle featuring all the important heroes that have anything to do with the story. Nothing special, just a solid and satisfying ending. At the end of the day, even though apart from some moments the show doesn't really have an emotional depth, nor does it try to convey smart or unique story, I still manage to have fun. What can I say? I'm good at this shit. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Like a panther. Yes? Maybe not.